What is going on, guys? It's Bruin Steel here, and wow, it's been a while since I've done a Celtics video, and just want to come on here and talk about the Celtics. Obviously, you guys saw the game last night, but yeah, it's been a while since I've done a Celtics video. It's been very busy lately. I haven't really had a chance to do the Celtics video for you guys, but I'm in my car about to head to work, so doing a little quick video for you guys, sharing my thoughts, and lovely Sunday afternoon. And so, yeah, let's get to it. So it's been a while, like I said, it's been a while since I've done a Celtics video. Obviously, the season is over. Just want to talk about some stuff. Obviously, I think I did a Celtics video, but it was a little bit before the season started. And overall, obviously, just want to talk about the regular season. Obviously, we didn't have Jason Tatum. Going to this season, we didn't have Jason Tatum. Obviously, he was out with injury. I think it was the ACL or something. He came back, actually, like maybe midway till the season, like towards the end of the season. But last night, obviously, the Celtics, they were playing the 76ers in the first round. And, I thought we were going to win. But, it was bad, man. Yeah, if you guys don't know, the Boston Celtics, they have choked for the first time in franchise history. They have choked the 3-1 series lead, going up 3-1 over the Philadelphia 76ers. And we choked that lead, dropping games 5, 6, and 7 to the Philadelphia 76ers. And, it's terrible, man. It's awful. It was just terrible, man. The performance, man, was awful in those games. And, man, people are wondering who is to blame. Obviously, people are blaming this on Joe Mazzulla, obviously, our head coach. But, obviously, Jason Tatum out throughout the regular season, we weren't doing too that bad without him. But look, he was out for this game 7. Look, looking at the series against the Philadelphia 76ers, obviously, they didn't have Joel Embiid for the first couple of games. And obviously, we had Jason Tatum back. Game 1 was the absolute ballpark. We destroyed the 76ers in game 1. Game 2, you kind of expected that Philadelphia was going to come out and play there. Game 2, they destroyed us. Series tied 1-1. Game 2 and Game 3 in Philly, we completely dominated them. Oh, well, Game 3, we didn't really completely dominate it. It was a really close game, actually, in Game 3. We just, Jason Tatum went ham and at the end with the threes. And then Game 4, we completely demolished them. And at that point, from Game 4 to Game 5, the Celtics are nowhere to be found. Game 5, we played like shit. Game 6, we played like shit. And I'm like, oh my God, are they going to choke? Because we rarely see teams choke a 3-1 series lead. I mean, we saw the Golden State Warriors choke a 3-1 series lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's when LeBron came back from Miami. That's when LeBron came back to Cleveland and won them a championship. They were down 3-1, came back, won a championship. LeBron went back to Cleveland, won a championship. That's the thing. So, that's basically it. So, that was the Celtics' first ever choke in the playoffs. That's the first time in franchise history the Celtics have choked the 3-1 series lead. And look, Game 5, we didn't show up. Game 6, we didn't show up. Game 7, we had a rough start. We had to fight. We had a close game there. But it just, at the end, the 76ers, they wanted it more. They wanted it more than us. To think that the Celtics team clinched the number 2 seed, they didn't look like a number 2 seed. They were gassed. They were gassed out after Game 5. And, and all I can say is, look, in sports, you're going to see these choke jobs. In sports, you're going to see 3-1 series lead, and then that team chokes. I mean, look at the Pistons and the Magic right now. The Pistons, the number 1 seed. I had a little doubt Game 7 is tonight, by the way. I had a little doubt about them. They were down 3-1 to the Magic of all teams, but they fought back, came back, and now there's a Game 7. And who knows? The Pistons might lose tonight. Who knows? The Pistons might come back down 3-1. Like I said, you rarely see teams come back from a 3-1 series deficit. And look, I'm not here to hate on other teams. Obviously, like I said, the 76ers showed up. They wanted it more than the Celtics. The Celtics made their mistakes, and it kicked them right in the fucking ass. That's just it. And like I said, the 76ers, they were without they were rather they were without Joel Embiid for the first couple of games. Came back, first game back, we completely shut them off, and after that, Joel Embiid completely dominated. Joel Embiid, man, respect to him, man. Obviously, great player. Respect to Joel Embiid for coming out from injury. Obviously he was hurt. He just came back. That was his first game back. Respect, man. He's a hell of a player. Obviously, respect to Joel Embiid. Like I said, he's a hell of a basketball player. I don't have any hate for the 76ers. Obviously, they fought. They gave us a fight, man. And that's what matters. Respect to the 76ers, man. They definitely deserve it. Good luck to the, obviously, shout out to the 76er fans on your win. You guys definitely deserve it. Well deserved, well earned. Respect your team, man. That was crazy. But obviously, Maxey, who was a factor for the 76ers, obviously, he just completely dominated. He played great. That's basically their star player on the 76ers, Maxey. DJ Maxey, I believe his name is. Correct me if I'm wrong, 76er fans. But, obviously, you're going to see teams choke like this. I'm used to it because I saw my Boston Bruins choke a few years ago against the Florida Panthers. But it's sports. Anything can happen. But, obviously, like I said before, Jason Tatum was out in this game 7. And I'm like, oh no, we are screwed. And, I don't know what they were thinking because they had a different starting five. Three of those players that started in this Game 7 last night had 0 points. 0. That's just unbelievably just shocking to me to even think that's possible. But man, I feel for Peyton Pritchard. I feel for Jaylen Brown. Obviously, Peyton Pritchard. Oh man, that guy's a beast. He had a great game. I believe it was like the game 4 or something. He hit another half-court buzzer beater. I believe it was I think it was game 1 or game 4, I believe. I don't remember. But man, I feel for them. I feel for Jaylen Brown. There's a lot of questions, obviously, going into the offseason. Are we going to see the breakup between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? Is Jason Tatum going to leave? Is Jaylen Brown's going to leave? What's going to happen with Peyton Pritchard? Is he going to stay? Obviously, I hope Peyton Pritchard stays. But, overall, embarrassing performance in those last 2 games, games 5, 6, and 7. The Celtics weren't looking like a number 2 seed. Obviously, they look like some, by the way, the 76ers were a play-in team, so that makes it even more embarrassing. But they did what they had to do, obviously. But, this 76ers team, man, they are great. Obviously, respect to them, But like I said, respect to the 76ers team, man. Shout out to the 76ers fan base. The coach, the players, congratulations. You guys definitely deserve this win. I believe, the stats is crazy because I think that this is the Philadelphia 76ers first ever 3-1 series lead comeback. And I think this is their first, is this their first win against us? I think this might be, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this might be Philadelphia's first playoff series win against the Celtics. And Joel Embiid, he has a losing record in a game 7s, and he broke that tonight. He broke that last night. And hell of a player, man. He deserved better. He finally showed everyone that once this guy's healthy, he's a monster. Joel Embiid is a beast. Respect to him. Like I said, shout out to him for having that injury and then obviously coming back from it and just completely dominating. Obviously, so respect to Joel Embiid. 76er fans, you guys have a hell of a player, a hell of a team. Good luck in the second round, obviously. But, looking at the Celtics, man, that was their first ever franchise choke job. It's terrible, man. I mean, it's terrible. But I've seen this Cinderella story before with the Bruins, so I know what it feels like. It's terrible. But speaking of the Bruins, they lost to Buffalo. I'm gonna have a little video about that. I haven't really done, like I said, I haven't done a Celtics or Bruins video in like forever, like in forever. That's the thing. But I'm not going to talk too much, but just want to come in here and talk about the Celtics situation. Obviously, like I said, regular season, we were doing great. We had a little rough start at the beginning of the regular season, obviously without Jason Tatum, and the momentum came. We didn't do that bad with just Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard holding the floor, obviously. Derek White, obviously. But, at the end of the season, they brought back Jason Tatum. And, I'm just thinking, man, he's still hurting. Is it going to be a good idea to start him? But then he just started dominating. But that's the thing. But anyways, not going to talk too much about this so far. I mean, I haven't really, like I said, it's been a while since I've done the Celtics video. But heartbroken loss to the 76ers, obviously. You're going to have games like that. It was just terrible. But it is what it is. And all you can say is there's always next year. This Celtics team has a lot to work. Obviously, Jason Tatum needs to rest more. He obviously is going to come back next season. Hopefully, he comes back nice and strong. Got to make adjustments for next season, obviously. But anyways, my name is Bruin Steele. Thank you guys for watching. And once again, 76ers fans, congratulations. You guys definitely deserve this. Hell of a team, man. Respect, man. Respect to you guys. Obviously. But anyways, I'm out of here. See you guys later. I'll be back for the Bruins video. See you guys later. Peace.